Okay, so welcome back. If anybody's watching this, we're 5 days in. I said I'd probably leave it a week, but it's bank holiday and well, we're going out socialising, so I thought I'd get all the testing done now and just see how things are going. As you can probably see, we've had a couple of new additions. We've just put in a cleaner ass today, and if I can see him, which I probably can't because all my fish seem to like going into hiding whenever the camera comes out. There's also an algae blenny in there as well, and we also added a high band goby along with a pistol shrimp, and quite a timid fish. It was the pistol shrimp we got because it was lemon. It was quite a cool colour. And they look like a nice pair, so they went in the tank and promptly buggered off. So they're living, I don't know if I can get you around here, but basically they are under there somewhere. Not too bad, I can still see them when they pop their head out, but they've only been in there a couple of days, so they're still quite timid. I've also just added the torch coral there. It seems to be quite liking its position, and an Akan frag as well, who seems to have settled in quite nicely. So we'll see how they go. Unfortunately, I'm having a bit of a drawback at the moment in that the green hair algae that I was kind of hoping would start to recede isn't. If anything, it's getting worse. As you can see, this rock here is becoming slightly discoloured, and it's getting a nice furry patch. Let's zoom in. A nice furry patch up there. So yeah, I'm a little bit concerned that's not going away, or certainly not receding. The sea hare that's in here, he kind of only comes out at night and doesn't really, for a creature that supposedly has a voracious appetite when it comes to algae. I think mine basically has problems with its weight. It doesn't seem to want to eat. It's obviously, well, it's kind of been eating around this area here, just in the gap between the two rocks there, but hasn't really cleaned up anything around here. I mean, that rock's not looking too bad by comparison to the front, but I think in its prior life, that part of the rock was under the substrate, under the sand bed anyway. So yeah, so I'm going to have to figure out some way of doing that. I don't really want to be dosing. I know people go on about Agent Green from ATM, which apparently is rather good, but I just kind of I don't like dosing with things like that. Oh, there he goes. He's just popped his head up. You can just see him there, the algae blenny. Just popped into view there. He's been having a munch on some of the lighter algae, but hasn't been really touching this. But I mean, I got them. Well, I got him and the sea hare really as a means to an end to try and get rid of the algae that's in the tank already. Of course, that doesn't fix the problem. It just kind of gets rid of it. Obviously need to figure out why the algae is here in the first place. Obviously you tend to look at high pH values, high phosphate values at the moment. I'll show you my figures in a second, but from comparison to about 5-6 days ago, there doesn't appear to be a lot of phosphate in there, but you know, that could well be because the algae is eating it all. So we'll just have to see how we get on with that. I might add some means of controlling the phosphate from the sump. So quick look at the algae blenny there. He's got all camera shy all of a sudden. He was having a bit of a munch there on the rock, and off he goes into hiding. So let's have a look at what's going on down in the sump. a quick look at the figures. The calcium is being used anywhere between 60 and 100 parts. Same goes the alkalinity. The pH has dropped quite a bit. Salinity is also down a little bit, but I'm going to be doing a water change very shortly anyway, so that should bring that back up. I'm obviously still aiming to get to about 1.026. Temperature, I wrote down originally in Fahrenheit for some inexplicable reason. It's actually about 27.9 at the moment, but it's been a quite warm day. pH is stable, the magnesium stable. PO4's gone up, as you can see, so I do definitely need to figure a way of dealing with that. And the ammonia nitrate and nitrites are all at 0. Beyond that, there hasn't really been anything going into the tank. I've added a small amount of the reef flowers coralline algae accelerator, so whether or not that is contributing to the increase in the green hair algae, I'm not too sure. It could possibly be acting as a food source, but I'm not entirely sure at the moment. Skimmer's going great guns. That's getting quite a bit of skim mate from that. God damn, that stinks. My only other concern is that I seem to be evaporating water at rather a prodigious rate. I'm not entirely sure why. You can probably just see the float valve down there. It just seems to be constantly dripping as it keeps it topped up, but obviously that's not a cause for concern. I mean, the ambient temperatures are rising, so you'd expect your evaporation rates to go up a bit, but yeah, something else to keep an eye on. Also, just added moved the filter socks around. I've added a felt 100 micron in there just to give the water a bit of a polish, because basically we have a sand sifting goby, so all this here was nice and flat when we originally put the rock in the tank. Well, you know, the goby's decided he didn't quite like it. He likes his mounds and likes to cover things with the coral substrate. So yeah, you do tend to get a lot of excuse the camera reflection, but you do tend to get a lot of particles in the water as a result of that. It's nice just to try and get them out if possible. So yeah, that's the update. That's where we stand at the moment. Obviously, we'll see how we get on once we've done a water change, whether or not there's any change in the algae growth. You tend to notice it on the glass more than anything. I've given the glass a good clean just before I make this video, so what I'll do, keep an eye on it, look at maybe adding potentially some phosphate ether, be it bagged phosphate absorption chemicals, or maybe look at dosing with agent green, but I'll just have to cross that bridge. I don't realise, I don't really like doing it, but needs must. Okay, so this is the morning after the night before. 25% water change has been done. The tank is gurgling a little bit at the moment due to the fact that I think take quite 25 litres out of the tank. So the return section is a little bit overfilled at the moment. Nothing major, but it just means that there's a slightly excess water level, which is why the tank's gurgling a bit. But with the levels of evaporation that we're getting at the moment, once the Arrow reservoir starts to kick in and take over, then I'm expecting that to stop really. But yeah, it just goes to show really what a water change can do. They've woken up this morning, and as you can see, there is 0 algae on the glass. There's just a little bit there you might be able to pick out, but that's from yesterday, where I didn't manage to get it quite as clean as I'd like. But yeah, everything seems happy. The sea hare was out last night. He was having a bit of a munch. He's cleaned up a little bit around there. Again, still not really eating as much as I would like. The algae blenny is, I'm hoping, gonna keep in check a lot of the smaller hair algae that's starting to appear, and then tomorrow should be looking hopefully at either some Mexican turbo snails, maybe 3 or 4 of those, or failing that, margarita snails will do. But yeah, generally speaking, there isn't a massive growth of algae anywhere in the tank, seemingly from yesterday. But since the change to the new tank, my cleaner shrimp has molted twice. Actually, no, sorry, he molted just before I changed. So he's molted once in this tank. Godzilla up there, he hasn't really moved a great deal. He molted yesterday, the night before, and one of the smaller hermit crabs also molted overnight. So yeah, I also introduced some copepods into the tank as well yesterday. They were taken from the bag using a baster and basically injected, for want of a better term, into the rocks, into the crevices, rather than just being dumped into the tanks. We give them a fighting chance, hopefully, to get some breeding done. A large bristleworm there doing his job, getting rid of some of the detritus, no doubt. But, I managed to clean up some of the algae off the GSP, so I've put that into some flow in the hope that that's going to reduce the amount of algae that gets grows on there. But couldn't really clean it too much because removing the algae was also removing some of the polyps, which obviously didn't really want to do. There's always a love in the light. They're quite happy. The pulsing xenia there isn't growing anywhere near as fast as it did previously, so I'm quite happy about that. All this stuff down here can die off as far as I'm concerned. There's far too much of it, but you'll see it's quite liking the conditions. The acan and the torch both seems to be settling in okay, and obviously the green cabbage leather. Well, it's cabbage leather, isn't it? It's like mushrooms. You just grow anywhere really, so I'm not too fussed about that. But yeah, the algae blenny's doing his job. He's having a pick at the rocks there. So yeah, that's basically where we're up to at the moment. As I say, I'll do another update in probably about a month now. I'm going to give it a wee while for things to settle in a bit more. Maybe get a couple of additions to the tank, and we'll go from there. So. By the way, I must point out, I'm by no means an expert in this. I've been keeping fish for a couple of years, but in terms of marine, probably only about 12 months, and there's no doubt that I've made mistakes. So, if anybody spots anything, really sees anything in what I see, or in what they see, or in what I say and do, that is glaringly obviously wrong or bad, by all means, give me a shout, drop me a message, let me know, and don't be afraid to point out where I might be going wrong. But if you're happy to join, drop a like, and I'll hopefully see you next month. Thank you for watching.